the idea this morning for his draft, it was a troll. We're probably not seeing that, right? Most likely not. Certainly.
I mean,
because it looks kind of decent here.
Kinda, yeah. Good for the lane. I'm a believer in anything for lane, and I go for the slot.
Nice.
James is on fire.
Yeah.
That's me and Thunder Awaken, you know.
He's actually
We're in tune.
he's the coach. He's the secondary coach for the third coach.
Yeah, he ain't called too good for nothing.
But
no, yeah, this Larkit pretty much gives them the fight, right? Where after the lane, they're going to be able to just continue skirmishing and fighting. And if this Ursa wants to go for this Battle Fury plus extra build, Thunder Awaken can bring everyone to an engagement.
For me, it feels like it falls into SA, SEA, and back in the day Eastern European playstyle. Like, you do not have objective taking, but you're not looking to take objectives.
Exactly.
You're looking to fight constantly. This Slark eventually will become that beast. If he steals enough agi, he will take down the towers on his own.
And this is like the Bloodseeker ban from Secrets, where if they didn't ban Bloodseeker, Thunder Awaken would just pick it. They would have CM Bloodseeker, great lane. But now that they've banned it, Slug feels better, feels more comfortable, and Seek's like, yeah, I guess it's all right.
I love how Heen is right now.
Very passionate.
Heen, the coach, he is laying down a point. He's like, we are doing this. It's been decided. Headphones off.
It's a good point.
It's a good Leshrac.
It's a really good point.
You will play Leshrac. Stop complaining. I don't care if there's a
He's like, I'm bored. I want to play another hero. I won last game. It was, yeah. But there we go. The draft is locked in. Final thoughts?
This Leshrac pick, even though there's a Nyx, it gives Secret a way to group up and play around and prevent Slark from wanting to get into the middle of the fight due to all that AoE damage. This Slark needs to be a little bit more careful now. I'm excited to see where Secret's players pick the heroes. Like, we didn't really get to see where they're going.
Even though last game I had the feeling their draft was perfect, this time around I can see the cracks. I can see the openings for SA.
Same here. I'm a big fan, and you can always optimize around it. It's like I can go Mage Slayer, BKB, all good.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to be sending it over to the commentators. It's Team Secret could be punching their way into the upper bracket finals, but Thunder Awaken have picked a lineup that wants to fight, and that's exactly what they need to do. Let's send it over to Cap and SVG to bring us the game.
In their opening game against Team Secret in the group stage, they lost that game, and then they went in to go into game 2, where they managed to bounce back and get a victory off of, big part, Dark Mago Zeus. And now, in this upper bracket semifinals, one game down, they turned their attention once again to that Zeus.
Dark Mago does not play too many heroes, but the ones he does play, he plays quite well.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Zeus first phase, it's one way to either clinch your berth or go down to the lower bracket. Very risky hero, in my opinion, the first phase versus Team Secret. I think they're one of the better teams to react into something. And in the end, I mean, they get this Resolution Leshrac last pick. I think it's something where it could have been anybody's hero going into anywhere, but instead they're trying to address the Slark. Not a huge amount of gap close for the Zeus. I feel there's a silencer global. You can up the tempo with the Ursa, but if this game goes very, very late, you're fighting into Nyx, Tide, Zeus, ultra late game, could get a little spooky. That said, this is kind of a cooldown heavy lineup for Thunder, right? Not something I think they're super used to playing, and something Ursa tends to abuse very well.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how that lack of gap close. I mean, do you think Crystallis is going to go for, like, how quick do you think he's going to go for a Blink Dagger in a setup like this?
He's going to be thinking about it.
Because he doesn't want to hurt his own scaling into the game, right? But at the same time, they really only have Marcy. I mean, maybe you could go the Blink Dagger sort of build on Rezo that we saw from Nisha last game, but off lane Leshrac, not exactly expecting the same kind of farm.
I mean, there's two factors, right? A lot of the Ursas to this tournament have been going the Battle Fury build to just scale into the late game.
Yep.
And the other factor is, you know, your Team Seeker. If greed is an option, this team tends to greed it out. You know, they're not afraid to play that triple carry role. Just play it safe. And again, this Thunder lineup, I'm not sure it can punish it too hard. It's kind of like you want to hit your big spells, get good core kills with them, and wait for this Slark to come online in the late game fights, play off the Zeus vision, get some pokes in and out. I don't think it's going to be some super fast game from Thunder, though. I say that, and they are the team that can often surprise you, even with some clunky heroes.
Do you feel like they've set themselves up to not be too pressured if they go into the late game? I mean, they've got some very good scaling heroes as well, right?
I think so. I think this Nyx Zeus opener is designed to be like, all right, last game, felt very hard to take those late game fights. I don't think we want to be in that position game 2. So we're okay to slow it down a little bit as long as we can make sure those later game fights feel better, because you're not going to run Team Secret over. And I think we learned that game 1. They are too clinical, too good at playing around their vision, too good at shutting down the aggressive moves. You're going to have to face them in this 30 to 40 minute period and win the game there. And that is where this Slark starts getting the essence shift up. Become very scary for this lineup. It's an old school silencer counter as well. I don't know if we're going to see the Slark Shadow Blade playstyle, but it is a hero that can eliminate vision from the map and make the fights very awkward for this Secret support duo.
Well, they may have gotten the early ward pickup, which is really good, not just for gold, but experience too. But Thunder do get 3 bounties. Are they going to pay for it, though? Looks like Matthew will, as the next stun is going to be coming up. He pops the Fairy Fire. The Split Earth lands, though, and Resolution picks up the first blood.
Very nice start for him. That is a big kill to give away. I mean, you're giving this offlane like Shrek a very large head start against Slark. She's going to be very happy to abuse, and Because also choosing to let this block his wave and let the first wave under his tower. So this lane is going to shoot out very fast. Normally something I don't enjoy doing with Slark. This hero isn't that good at abusing heroes early. You generally want to play for that level 4 to 6 type area where you at least have some stats.
What is the point of ever pulling the creep wave under your tower? It pushes out, is it for what, like trying to get pulls off?
I mean, if you do it well, you can almost guarantee a level 2 first, and you can try and kill them with it. You're also going to double wave them, so it's harder for them to aggress on you and burn your regen. Sure. So in that sense, it might be safer for Pakaz. But I still think after the first blood and the wave being up this far, Rezo has got to feel very good right now. He's sitting on extra stats, extra range versus double melee. They put Matthew down here as well.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Normally we try and pair up range hero with melee heroes, so we have this nice spacing, but they keep Pandamu at top lane.
I think they're worried about this Ursa Tide matchup, but probably for good reason. You put a Nyx Tide up here versus Ursa. Fuzzy Wuzzy is not going to make your life happy. So I'm going to understand that switch, but I am worried about this Nyx Slark lane. This is not a strong lane by any means. And it's just giving Rezo free harass for the entire period. Might just go down.
He's going to have to blow the stick charges and barely squeeze right on by Zayat to keep himself alive. But staying alive is a far stretch from being able to win the lane. Being fed all these tangos isn't going to change much. He's going to have a hard time approaching the creep wave with this kind of kill power.
This is going to be tough side lanes for Thunder. They're going to have to play them very well over the next, the early game to get out of them in a good shape. Not like last game where they had all the nuke power in the world to just sway those core matchups.
That always feels bad. Using a spell and still getting it denied. Puppey is going to die in the top lane, so the combinations of slows here. The Crystal Vein popping the mangoes. They're going to catch him too. They managed to grab mid-jump there, and the finishing blow delivered by Pandamu. Looks like the decision to put the Crystal Maid in the top lane has won a matchup that normally is not won. Tidehunter versus Ursa. Normally that's a freebie.
I'm not sure Secret should be giving up the kills on this lane, but of course Sacred and Pandamu committing to all 4 nukes on this lane early to get those kills, and that's a huge payoff for them. Anytime you can swing these bad matches for Tide with Gush, you're very happy.
Oh, gets the pounce block. This time Zion stays in front of him, and they're going to get them maybe the +1. He does have the mango, and he can pop the spike carapace just in case. Doesn't get hit by the Split Earth, though.
That is not going to be the worst death for Picasso. It drains Rezo of all his mana and gets the comeback full. Sacred getting glaved down at the end of this. Probably gonna have to walk to base here. Lucky he has boots to not feel terrible about it.
It's kind of a similar situation, right? Where they killed the carry, but Ursa comes right back in. They blew all those mangoes. Now they no longer had that, so.
Pakaz in trouble again.
Hit by the Split Earth. It's this combination of being able to jump in, followed up with the Split Earth, is just too damn powerful. Science is not able to deliver the final blow underneath the tower. Comps a bit of damage for his efforts.
Where are the salves you need on this lane? He is trying his best to abuse flag bearers and tower regen. Decent hero to do it. And he didn't even have to go the boots early just to try and live through these rebounds that are really messing with him.
And the weird part is they've got a mid-Zeus, so it's not even like they have a mid-hero that can rotate to the side lanes early and help them, disrupt things a bit.
Nope, but he can provide that ult. If you do end up in a trade scenario where people are low.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered, these side lanes I feel are actually going decent for Thunder. Like, I don't think Secret's too happy with this top lane because the Maiden went up here. It really shuts down how much Ursa can just run Tide down the lane. So Sacred's having a pretty free one. And yeah, but Kaz is getting abused bottom. But his net worth isn't looking too bad.
Going better than you would expect, right?
Yeah. That said, I'm not sure his lane gets much better for him.
Yeah. And we'll see how this top lane goes as well. Ursa now being level 4. Mid lane, though, bright, shiny part there for Thunder. Dark Mago, he's almost to his 6. His top CS on the board, so he's faring very well against Nisha, which is pretty impressive considering the power of the Kunkka. The fact that he's got 4 denies is pretty nice.
I mean, and the power of Nisha.
Yeah, that's
This guy's
true.
the top 3 mid laner in the world any day of the week.
Yep.
And Dark Mago got the better of him in both games.
Impale, but Spike Carapace will help defend against this damage. It lasted just long enough to split Earth. He's going to pop the stick, but I don't think he's going to be able to block this one off. He has a fairy fire, but just the constant attacks coming from Secret will ensure the kill. Boat coming in.
Boat.
Our Zeus in some trouble. He's going to try and hop away, but of course he still has that curse on him. It's taken away, but I think it's a low level, so really not doing that much damage. We'll live, 25 health, and we'll have the bottle refill from the Nyx Assassin dying. They're also probably going to try and secure these power runes coming up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, timely death from Matthew. Going to get the refill, salve him up as well.
Kaz, he's going to have to hop his way into the trees. They do manage to get the kill on Nisha with the 2 supports rotating in. But Kaz is going to be found eventually here. There's really no way out.
The Kaz suffers, but get that Kunkka kill mid and rune for Dark Mago. He gets the Thunder God's Wrath kill as well. Huge start for this mid Zeus. And this is a hero you want to have a good start in this game. Okay, Kaz is suffering, but with the lane setup you have, he's going to suffer no matter what. Come back in this game. If the Zeus is strong, it's the hero that can shove these waves out, stall the game.
Oh, look at that read. Damn, that was a good torrent from Nisha. But
Still
going to be punished moving forward. Pandamu and Matthew both coming back into play, and they're going to kill him twice. He just TP'd in. He's going to have to make the walk of shame back to lane now.
Very nice play. Thunder just reading that Nisha's going to be here and no help in the world. Zayat's also not choosing to join those engagements. I mean, he is a Marcy, he has TP. Choosing instead just to prioritize the side lanes. I guess they're not too worried about Nisha's game here. He's going to be utility. They do have 2 damage carries between the Ursa and the Lesh. So him having the best game isn't essential to Secret here.
It does mean that without the support in the top lane, the Tidehunter is having a little bit of a rougher time. I mean, it looks like his net worth is still perfectly fine, but I would imagine the Ursa is able to put some pressure on him every once in a while.
I mean, if you're in this position with Tide versus Ursa, I think you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
Unless you trialing for him, you're...
Oh, nice double stun, and the rebound doesn't land, and they're going to be able to get on top of the Leshrac here because playing the distance, wants to be able to land that final pounce to ensure the kill, and they get it. Dark Mago also joining in on the fray, ensures it.
It's huge. Nice rotation from Dark Mago to help clean this up. He's using his start, his strength to get his Slark back in the game. On top of that, permanent agility stolen. Every little bit helps.
Sacred, did you see a world of difference, and maybe reason why he wasn't being pressured harder than he was? The early phase boots pickup allowing him to live there.
Yep.
Haste. 8-minute power rune is top, so no refill on the Zeus bottle. Nisha with the haste rune. He's going to try and catch the Zeus, and he does manage to land the torrent into the X, into the boat that's coming in. Matthew's going to try and stop them. Hits the stun onto the Marcy, throws out whatever damage he can, but it's not enough to get a kill, and he's certainly not enough to keep him alive, as Pandamu's going to be the next victim of the 2 supports, Science and Puppy, making their way deep into the Radiant base now. They're going to split up. One goes north, the other goes south, ensuring that one of them will probably live through this, and it's not Puppy.
Not with the night vision.
Not with a night vision, and not without a TP scroll.
Another stack for Kaz, of course. Puppy claiming some stolen int of his own. Always nice to get.
Yeah.
Sacred just not able to get to that fight. He was trying to get resources. Maybe if Tide's there, they can turn it with the Ravage. I think that was the dream scenario for him, but Secret good at abusing that, and of course abusing the haste rune for Nisha, able to close the gap, get the boat. Very nice turnaround kill for him, and it'll help him move into the jungle and clear some stacks. Get right back on track.
Bounty. Sacred. Would say he needs some help, but there's, well, maybe Crystal Main's TPing. He's going to throw out the Ravage. And if they try and chase, Panda Moo is here to defend. That is a Ravage down, though. Secret got to be pretty happy with that.
Good old zoning Ravage, you know? Farm a little small Centaur with it, maybe. I mean,
what are we going to be building for the Tidehunter in this kind of game?
Well, it's always raid pack, Cap.
It's always a raid.
You wonder what an off-laner's building? It's raid pack. I mean, the regen, the scalability, especially for Slark, right? This is a hero where lifesteal just helps him so much. Extra tank ability helps him so much. I mean, it's pretty much every agi carry in the game.
Yeah, it is kind of hard for Slark to play against Leshrac, right? Because you can't defend on your ultimate, all that AoE damage going around. So anything that can limit the impact of Leshrac is going to help a lot.
Absolutely.
And even shutting him down by getting kills would be even more important. They're going to get on top of resolution here. Do they have enough damage, though? The pounce is blocked. The stuns, chain stun coming through. The Slark dies, and Rezo is able to keep his distance. Stays alive through it all.
Global on top to secure it. That's something you're gonna have to think about this game if you're Pakaz, right? You get stunned all of a sudden. You don't see a Dark Pact, you just global. Slark is in big trouble in this type of scenario, and nice rotation from Nisha to clean up too. Another unsuccessful turnaround from Dark Mago. Still having a great game here on the Zeus. Once more, this is not the fastest lineup from Thunder, so they're okay giving up some trades.
Science far forward here. He's going to be hit by the pounce. Matthew's going to come in. And maybe Zayat, he's trying to gun for the kill on Pakaz, but he popped the ultimate just in time, and the finishing blow was delivered. But if the Kunkka can keep everybody around, Rezo will certainly clean up the kills, and it's going to be Matthew who should be dying here. It's going to take a little bit longer than maybe they expected, but he does get run down. Mid lane. Dark Mago trying to kick Puppey out of here so they can get some more damage onto that tower, but Puppey does a good job pulling the creep wave behind, so the Siege Wagon dies.
Nyx has a decent amount of levels this game. You're going to have to think about the Vendettas, especially in these deep pushes into Thunder's territory. They want to have Secret go into them to take the fights. That's where Zeus, and especially this Tide, who isn't going to have Blink in this game, can really thrive and set up the fight for Pakaz to clean it up. On the flip side, this Leshrac is perfectly happy just pushing your towers down, especially when those ults aren't up. Secret can claim a decent amount of territory in this time. It's going to take a while before Pakaz really wants to join the fights. Whereas again, you have this Ursa start clearing through jungle, and Crystallis is choosing to go for Diffusal this game. So he is not opting for that heavy farm Battle Fury build. Secret's going to up the tempo here in the next 10 minutes.
That's pretty interesting, because I feel like almost all years since I've seen him go at Battle Fury in this tournament, but nice fight Carapace. That'll help defend the Zeus. Rezo shows up, they drop the sentry, spot Matthew, who's trying to get to the edges of it, does what damage he can before he goes down. Here comes Ursa, and he's going to clean up the Crystal Maiden, and Dark Mago barely gets out before the X. Ravage going down, but nobody's really around to take advantage of this one. All of Secret is just going to turn and rip into that watermelon, take the sweet juice inside, and go for a mid lane push now.
Super just coordinated fight from Thunder. They just aren't ready for the Secret incursion yet. If they're all there, they can maybe get a turnaround or a kill. Secret, again, this tempo, they don't have big cooldowns they really have to rely on for the skirmishes. Sure, you have global silence, but it's not necessary. Nisha is just running around the map, setting everything up. Invis bottom. And Dark Pact Invis room.
He's just going to take, tried to take the CS, missed one of them. And then just kind of a noise because...
Especially if Nyx dies early, it's hard for Thunder. Yeah. They really want him to be alive so he can get the Carapaces off on the Leshrac. Lesh is just so much of Secret's damage right now. If he has free reign in these fights, Nyx is down. It's going to be hard to just commit in, and even Crystallis joining this, cleaning up the Crystal Maiden.
Back and alive we go as Thunder, bit of aggression, going to be stalled here as Secret look to grab Panda Moo before he can get out. The X will ensure it. A little small hop away there with the Tumbler's Toy, gets him out of range with Zayat. Matthew showing up. X
Mago's trying to
going down. Matthew really wants to go for this one. They have the global silence though to be able to help out. Dark Mago backing out under the tower, but a jump forward from Zayat. A double kill pickup for him as Thunder just really not bringing the same kind of numbers Secret do to these fights.
Oh, they are getting out skirmished and heavily. There's a lot of stolen in going into the silencer too, already up to 16.
Damn. Oh, really?
The Puppey, he's a smart boy.
I guess so. The reason why he's been a captain in Dota for so long.
I mean, I can't help but feel some of it's been stolen from this Maiden because Panda is sitting at 450 mana. this is getting a little bad for him, you know? Crystal Maiden spells are not the cheapest. Might be needing to put more points in that aura at this rate.
Watching Nisha currently farm up some ancient stacks. Once he's done with this, he'll have BKB. So that'll be another big timing for Secret. Between the early BKB, the Diffusal Blade pickup on this Ursa, Team Secret are going to be really hard to fight into in this around this 18 to 20 minute marker.
This is all for that Roshan. Crystallis is happy to go in there whenever Secret feels strong enough. He has the Morbid Mask. He's going the Diffusal build. That is a fight Thunder have to think about. You have Bloodstone on the Shrek. You have that Kunkka BKB like you're talking about. These are very tanky heroes, and you don't have the easiest ways to initiate on. It's pretty much Nick's been deadying in and stunning people, which, yeah. Secret's going to have sentries down, and they're not even really waiting. Just smoke Crystallis in, 2-man it up. Roshan is pretty much dead here, uncontested.
Yeah, the Sidekick makes it really easy for the Ursa. Combine that with the ultimate there of the Marcy as well, slowing down the attack speed of the Roshan. It falls pretty quickly. Thunder, either unaware or uncaring, will give up the first Roshan of the game. Sacred, he's going to be hovering around this mid tower. He's got the Ravage. They're going to try and hold this mid tower for as long as possible. I expect Secret to try and challenge that with the Aegis sometime in the next 5 minutes.
I think Secret's definitely going to make a move. This Tide needs Wraith Pact. He is a long way away. This Zeus ideally wants his shard. He will pick it up now, so that's a huge damage increase for him. Very big timing. And more interesting perhaps is Pakaz has gone first item Mage Slayer, just in an attempt to deal with this Leshrac matchup who, I mean, Leshrac is the carry in this game, right? He was just going full carry items. You need this item in the matchup. I don't blame him, but the damage output diminishes quite a bit.
In which case, it just means the Zeus and maybe the Nyx and Crystal Maiden have to do a lot more of the heavy lifting.
I mean, it's even more on Dark Mago's shoulder.
Yeah.
And then you really have to take a long fight as well. If these heroes go down for Thunder quickly.
Crystal is immediately challenging Sacred. They've got the axe to be able to keep him in place. He's going to blow the Ravage now. See if he can get away. Crystal's going to try and chase him down. They don't have the BKB. Oh, now he gets it off. As the Global Silence also protecting him. Nisha will get the X. With this double damage, it's a little hard for Thunder to fight, but they can keep on the edges of this. They got to be careful. The Zeus, though, he's still silenced up. Uh-oh, he needs to be able to jump away. Crystallis, okay, there goes the Aegis, yes, but the other heroes are on top of the Zeus, and without the Zeus, there goes the damage. Sacred comes back in, but he's just going to be another victim, and the X marks the spot, reeling in the fish. A double kill for Crystallis and a mid-tower for the taking Team Secret.
This game is escalating out of control very fast. Pakaz didn't even want to join that fight. Of course, he didn't have teleport, so he couldn't have if he wanted to, I guess. He had a little more damage. Maybe Kunkka falls there, but it's a pretty good Aegis usage. Now you're pushing the lead to 5K. You get the tier 1 mid. Map opens up. Just an awkward Ravage here, right? Like, it's getting forced. You don't want to Ravage Aegis Ursa. They almost chain it well into something. Maybe if there's a Maiden ult here, it turns a bit better, but yeah, it's just too tanky. Double Bracer, BKB rush. You have the global to bail him out. Puppey holding on to it. Dark Mago gets a lot of damage off in this fight.
Yeah, but then he's so slowed down by this curse.
It's a hard game for Sacred the front line. You have Ursa to cut through him. You have Leshrac to cut through him. The X. Difficult Tide frontline game. Still trying to get to that Wraith Pact. The start he had was solid, but since then, nothing has gone his way.
Yeah, and I was just kind of curious if he would deviate from the Wraith Pact simply because of the fact the Ursa is such a big problem, but so is the Leshrac. So he kind of has to go for it, and he has to frontline, so he's going to be victim of this Ursa all the time. It really seems like a no-win scenario for Sacred.
Feels like there's a little too many problems for him to itemize, and it's just going to come down to one of these weird fights where somehow Pakaz gets on supports, trying to go ag so he can find the backline. He can start on Slark, start on Marcy. I mean, I say start on Marcy, but Zayats is just sitting at 1800 HP with Ogre Club. He's not exactly squishy.
See if they catch the Slark here. The smoke across, not going to be able to find him. Pakaz is able to get the pounce away first, so he'll keep the hopes alive of an Aghanim Scepter pickup. Slowed down by the curse. Panda, I think you're going to have to play a little bit of a sacrificial lamb here. He throws himself in to make sure that his Zeus does get out. Of course, Sacred is like, please, no, not my ancient stack. I'm so poor. Let me get the Wraith back, please. Oh, it's all being taken away from him. In fact, even his life might be taken away. His resolution's going to cut across with Science. He's going to throw out the Ravage, but the boat is still on point. It's still going to hit that stun. And now with the Marcy there, he can't even get to the point booster. Denied with the death loss as well. He is still shy of that pickup. Oh, this would be a dream pickup, but there's nothing there to follow it up, and a global silence to ensure there's no escape for a Nyx assassin.
Yeah, level 2 Thunder's God. Might have been close. That global doesn't come out. Very quick reaction from Puppey nonetheless. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Ravage to try and buy a point booster. That is, that tells you all you need to know about the state of this game.
When you put it like that, it looks pretty dark.
He didn't even get it either.
No. Panda, caught by just the constant jumps in from Marcy. Anybody shows in the mid lane, Marcy's gonna be there quick and fast to punish. Silence is okay. Dark Mago's really getting up here. He's gonna pop the illusion, get rid of the curse, but he won't be able to deal with that X. They do have the cause showing up finally with this Aghanim Scepter and might be able to get the kill on a Puppey. The Gush gets it, but at the same time with the Zeus dead, it's gonna be hard to play this out. Science, second pounce catches him as well. 2 kills for Thunder would be pretty nice. Sacred with a double ensures that his Wraith Pact is gonna come in a little bit quicker. Nisha, who blew his BKB earlier,
held the Shadow Blade though.
Yeah.
Get him out of dodge. Not the worst fight for Thunder. They get their Slark involved with that Ags timing, pick up 2 kills. You'll take that.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, we're seeing how aggressive Puppey's playing too. He has absolutely no fear.
Oh, that is a nice TP deny. They can keep the pressure on this mid tower. In fact, they get it. That little play may have just gotten them the bounty on that mid tower.
Sacred takes the last hit. So big time recovery for this tight ender who's been suffering.
Got him to his Wraith Pact. Showing some signs of life here for Thunder. A little momentum swing.
Will it be enough though?
The Wraith Pact will stop a lot of the damage, but Secret still up by 5k. They're an item or 2 ahead. And also, what can Bakaz do with this Aghanim Scepter? We saw in that first fight, used it pretty decently to kill the 2 supports.
You want Silencer every time.
Yeah.
Take Silencer out of the fight, it opens it up a lot for Zeus and Nyx.
Sacred and Nisha having a little fun here. Both of them actually baiting a smoke behind the individual cores standing in front.
Oh, they're finding Puppey on the back.
Puppey, this would be so good. The smoke's gonna break. He throws out the curse. He gets a force dash to the high ground. The second pounce doesn't land. The Ravage doesn't land either. And now he gets off the global. He's getting all the spells off with the quick turnaround onto Bakaz. It all falls apart for Thunder off of some nice quick moves from Puppey. He pulled out all the stops on that one.
Put on his dancing shoes today. Just super fast force staff reaction. That Ravage clips absolutely nothing with the BKB reveal on Leshrac. And fight's pretty much over at that point. Cause was 2 invested and 2 silenced. Very nice read by Secret. Puppey felt that one coming, but they had a great angle.
Yeah, they really did. With the rest of them on the high ground, BKBs all going off during the Ravage, and even the global. That's a nice finishing touch there on the end. Just beautifully played by Team Secret as a whole.
Radiant's bottom
That's almost where you want the
tower is
Nyx
under
leading,
attack.
so you can guarantee that kill.
Yeah.
Instead of the pounce, but maybe just not expecting that force staff to be up yet. It's also hard to just run in with Nyx's game. Now, there's a single sentry, you're getting global. Nothing can come out from the rest of his team to bail him in those scenarios.
Yule's Scepter, Aether Lens. Dark Mago is trying to keep up as the Zeus. I mean, he was once the highest net worth in this game. We see he's had a little bit of a precipitous fall. He just can't keep up. Not with the amount of real estate that Team Secret has been owning throughout the last 10 minutes.
They're gobbling up the map.
Make a move towards top. They had a pretty nice defensive ward there on the side of Thunder.
All right, Matthew kills Kristalis Courier with full BKB.
Ooh, that's a nice pickup.
A lot of net worth. Pretty much the best thing he could hope for in that scenario.
Is that enough for you to make the call like, guys, we should smoke? I just took away the BKB, or do you think it's still risky?
I don't think you can smoke into Secret here. Maybe Secret goes into you and you can take the fight.
Maybe just leave Pandamu behind.
That's Roshan.
That is
Number 2.
Second Roche. This is where things start getting really scary for an Ursa lineup and Aegis. Now the Shard.
I feel so bad for this mate, man. So much intelligence stolen.
Yeah, he's really not progressing there, is he?
Racking up the hit, and that is Shard for Ursa. No, this is the dream Ursa progression. Do the first Roche pretty early. They got it with the smoke and Marcy. Second Roche, 24 minutes, put that Shard online. Yeah, you're missing BKB, but I don't think he cares too much.
No, I don't think so either. Not with the constant enrages. They're already having a hard time addressing him.
Coin for me.
Full Silver Edge done for Nisha as well. There's a break for this Tide. Even harder to frontline. I mean, I don't think he was frontlining much before, but now he definitely is.
Do you think he should continue to build on that and try and build up a physical damage build, or do you like what he's currently going, the Scythe build up?
I think the Scythe is fine here. I mean, this Team Secret lineup does not lack damage.
Yeah, sure.
Remember, Crystallis wants this diffusal damage-oriented build. You will have BKB Basher at some point. You have a carryless Shrek in your offlane who's doing just fine, and of course Marcy. You know,
Marcy's Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy's Marcy. Enough said, you know. They're not going to lack damage, so each can just go whatever he wants, honestly. Go with the AC, he can go the Hex here. The Hex is definitely nice for the Slark control. Or if you find the Zeus, right, you stop some of these leaps or you will just guarantee the highest damage kill.
Matthew, I mean, this is a sad affair when you're using the Vendetta to try and, hunt down couriers. I mean, he's certainly not strong enough, I think, to get a solo kill unless it's on Silencer with the Thunder God's Wrath. But even then, I have to question if they have enough damage. Pandamu, well, he's been just kind of playing forward a lot. I don't think he really cares too much about his own life. It feels like he's just kind of fishing for information, right? They got to just buy time more than anything.
Dodge, split the lanes. You're gonna lose out on some net worth, but try and make Secret run around and
Sacred get spotted.
Someone has to pay the price here.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the Tide Hunter. So that Heaven's Halberd, which he was trying to get to address the Ursa problem that he has, it'll be delayed even further. Because did manage to get out, and he is closing in on a BKB. But it is a very small silver lining, a very big and dark, scary cloud.
You know, Matthew, he's looking for that Ursa courier. That's why he's not killing these.
Hey, he's trying to go to the...
He wants the BKB again, but he missed it. That was the one courier that went out the fastest. So Crystallis already has BKB, and Matthew's kind of... I know it's coming. He read the timer very well. Actually, a very intelligent play. Just not going to get it.
Damn, that is
and now he sees it run back. He's like, oh.
Well, they know the BKB is now complete, and same goes for Pekaz.
In fact, they even put a gem on this Ursa. Puppy deciding to be generous this game and donate some of his net worth to ensure this Nyx has no free initiations.
The Blink Dagger as well. So BKB, Blink, Ursa, you're 100% online, and you're trying to take 80 fights that you can get. Thunder are being rather elusive, though. They're doing a decent job of not being caught on their, well, I was going to say their cores, but mostly just because Dark Mago. He really wants the Aghanim Scepter. He's trying to farm it up with the Zeus right now, but he's got to be careful, got to respect.
Dire's courier has been killed.
That's a BKB, another one BKB denied.
A decent pickup, you waited a long time for it, so you're going to have to use it here. Of course, Aegis is still up for a minute. You're going to have a window where they don't have that. Aegis is down. You have your Slark BKB. Maybe you can get to this Zeus Ag.
Regeneration.
That's pretty much all we're looking at in terms of the next timings here for Thunder. All right, you're going to have a Halberd on the Tide, but at some point you're going to have to win a fight here because you are losing a lot of net worth in the period where you're just letting all 3 Secret Cores have free reign.
Heaven's Halberd complete. I don't know if it'll ever save Sacred, but it might stall his death a few extra seconds. You spot him. Nice torrent. Good read from Nisha. They're going to go for the break as well to ensure that this Tide Hunter doesn't have a single prayer getting out of this one. The tier 2 is going to be run down pretty quickly. Secret, bit by bit, taking more and more control of the map, increasing the pressure on this chokehold over Thunder Awaken.
Nice little play from Nisha there. Just taking the guess, you know, you never know. Someone might be lurking and gets him a free Tide kill. Every little thing matters. And of course, Matthew's still hunting for some couriers. Which one's he going to choose here?
Ah, God, I bet he wish he was playing a Bounty Hunter instead.
He doesn't want that one.
No.
He missed the Lesh one.
No good items. Oh, no. That would have been a decent pickup.
It's taking me back to Boston Major.
Yeah, seriously.
The Bounty Hunter courier snipe.
Maybe next time just hanging out on the enemy side of the map, constantly looking for courier kills. Vendetta is not the best. He's definitely not the best invis hero to be making these plays. But there's just not much else to do, right? Thunder just cannot fight. They understand that, and they're really just waiting for Secret to either force something by going high ground, or they get to a point where, I mean, what point is that exactly? What items do they need where they're like, all right, guys, we can win a team fight? I'm not convinced there is an item.
Refresher shard from Roche for Tide.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to have to be some base defense fight where Secret overextends.
Yeah,
I don't think you can fight outside the base anymore. These heroes are just too tanky. And Secret's not going to give you any freebies.
No, they're not. They're a very disciplined team.
That's the first Thunder God I've heard in a while.
Yeah, he just was fishing for information. Hadn't seen any heroes from Team Secret in a while, so wanted to make sure he wasn't getting ganked top lane.
Wanted to finish up his Ags, which he will. So now you have a bit more global pickoff potential. We can kind of see where this lineup was supposed to be at this point, you know, where Nyx and Zeus could have threatened heroes along the way.
Yep.
I'm not sure you're threatening too much outside of some more couriers you're scouting. Let me tell you something. This courier hunting looks a lot more fun than it actually is. Is he going to take one?
Yeah, the losing game probably doesn't feel so hot. All right, got the Ursa courier. Hey, there we go.
And you know what his reward is? He is level 10. He is level 10 at 30 minutes because he has not seen a creep in a very long time.
Yeah, who needs levels in mana burn?
It's true.
Science is done with this. He's like, all right. Enough of this Nyx assassin nonsense. Finds him. Rezo pairs up with them. They don't actually get him.
Is that?
He was too close to the Leshrac for the rebound to land, I think, so.
Some space. I mean, honestly, even if he dies, he's so low level, it doesn't matter. He goes back in 30 seconds.
I like how he set up this series, you know, Thunder Awaken, you know, the #1 in average kills and assists.
Not this
team in I mean, it counts if you were talking couriers.
2 masts on this brigand team.
I mean, all that said, somehow, because his top net worth, it always happens.
And finds it. He knows where the gold is.
And he's got Titan Sliver, he's got Skullbasher, level 20.
The first excursion outside of the base for a while. Thunder. Smoked up, spot Rezo. Puppy's gonna break the smoke though. They're immediately gonna jump onto him, but the force staff gets him away. And Marcy, whoa, there goes the next assassin, blown up immediately by the help of Nisha. Sacred in the middle of all this. He has to wait out the BKBs in order to get a good Ravage off here. They're gonna reset. Secret doing the same, respecting the fact that with the BKBs on cooldown, there could be a big Ravage play, especially with the buyback coming in from Matthew.
Awkward initiation, but that's it. Thunder don't lose too much, and they know there's no BKBs. This is one of those windows where they can try and make a play.
Yeah, but how do they do that exactly? I'm not sure if they have any smokes left. They don't have a blink on Tidehunter to like really force a good team fight with blink Ravage.
I'll take that.
It's kind of weird. I almost feel like they're gonna go back to farming.
I feel like they need this blink because Pekaz can't just jump his silencer and make it a good fight.
Yeah.
It's just a force staff out, and then you're getting global after the Dark Pack. So it's very awkward in terms of initiation right now for Thunder.
I was going to ask if maybe Nyx can get a blink dagger, but then I remembered.
Yeah, he
hasn't been doing much.
But that's his buyback. And
oh, this cannot go on. This cannot go on. They can't be giving up Roshan while BKBs are cooldown and Ravage is up. Oh no, Thunder. What have you done? They had to play for this Roshan. I feel like this was one of the only moves they had. Now they've given up an Aghanim Scepter to the Ursa, so now even if they hit a good Ravage, Rosales can just knock it off anytime.
He doesn't care about anything anymore. Takes the cheese, takes the Ags. Aegis onto Rezo. The bear feels so strong, he doesn't need the second life.
Well, this is truly going to be just an all-in high ground defense, I think, at this point for Thunder. And Secret are probably at the point they're feeling strong enough, right? Third Roshan, a fresh Aegis, we've got a Cheese. Like, they are so far ahead in net worth at this point in time that, I mean, they would love to get a pick off first. Pandamu escapes just barely. Matthew may be able to do the same here. If Secret can't find anybody in the next 2 or 3 minutes, feels like they may just brute force it.
I mean, they really want to find the pick off. Just forcing the high ground for Zeus is, sure, you're up a lot of goals, but it can be weird, especially with buyback.
Can we get something here? Ooh, nice reaction from Bakaz. Gets the pounce away before the X could catch him.
More courier hunting.
Radiant's top tower is
Here it
under
comes.
Ursa's
Matthew. Hey!
He'll get the observer for it too, so it makes his life a bit easier.
Yep. Another 45 seconds. Well, actually 60 seconds for him to really get out there and wait for a while. We'll see another courier pick off, perhaps.
Prezzo doing a little poking. Pretty low on mana, but of course, second light.
We've got the Aegis. They're going to burn it. Now, plenty of Secret heroes are around, so it's not like Thunder can really keep going here. Panda, hello. Thunder God's Wrath going out, spotting all 5 of these heroes because maybe he can jump on the silencer. He's going to go for it here, but once again, the Force Staff is going to go down. Nisha lays out the boat. Sacred trying to position here. Pops a Ghost Scepter, waiting out the BKBs, and gets back up into the high ground. Nice play by him. Crystal's trying to chase after, but now he's inside the base. Now they have an opportunity for a Ravage, perhaps, with Sacred continuing to hold. Very patient there. I love the way he played forward and then used that Ogre Club totem to be able to jump back inside the base. He knows this Ravage cannot be used lightly.
No, you have to threaten it, and at the same time, you have to be super patient, try and wait out those BKBs, and then turn.
Double damage.
The longer you wait, the higher chance Bakaz maybe dies in that duration, and if he goes down, you lose a huge amount of your sustained damage. Of course, you can rely on Zeus in these high ground scenarios, but Secret might not give that to you all the time.
Don't get me wrong, Secret, they are smashing this, and the status quo has not changed, but it is impressive that Thunder just haven't straight up lost yet. They like the way to play these fights has to be so perfect. They've been doing a great job of it so far.
They have Blink on Tide now.
Now they've got a real possibility, right?
Yeah, they can Blink Ravage into the Nimbus. Nyx can follow up. Maybe Marcy saves you, maybe the Global bails you out. There is that window. And of course, they have multiple Ghost Scepters as well. No real nullifiers or anything from the Secret side, so these Ghost Scepters are doing a decent amount of work.
Yeah, Ziontar's already made that read. He's going to try and build a nullifier. It may be a little while for this forward position to get it, but he is at least aware of how strong this item could be.
Yeah, when your forward position's building nullifier, you feel pretty damn good.
Yeah. He's going to.
top tower is under
He's going to jump onto that Zeus and never let go.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Secret's going to have 5 carries, right?
Yeah.
Well, you should build some attack speed on Silencer. He's got the hint to do it.
Yeah, he's got 32 stolen intelligence.
Waiting for the runes. Waiting for next Roche, perhaps. I don't think Secret's in a rush. Yeah. Maybe they're couriers. I think
They're trying to speed boost out of that tier 3, tier 2 area as quick as possible.
I mean, I'll tell you, they are microing these things.
Yeah.
There's a refresher flying out for Nisha. So you're going to have double BKB, double Hex. Could catch these heroes off guard. Havoc Hammer as well. Just even extra takings.
Smoke might actually catch Thunder. Thunder was being very patient, just sitting inside their base, but they're poking out now. Team Secret. They get this opening. Now, Sacred's going to be the first one spotted here. The Tidehunter, the big front line. He's going to break this smoke, get a lot of information for Thunder. They can choose whether to engage or not. I assume the answer is probably a no, as it's been for the last 20 minutes or so.
I can't believe Puppy just walks into these areas like this. You know?
Yes.
Just walking in, gets a Nimbus. Like, whatever.
I mean, he really hasn't been punished for it yet. Like, so many times he's been pounced on, yes, but they haven't been chased on. Once again, he's got the Force Staff to go for it. Bakaz is going to keep going here. This is pretty crazy. He immediately jump in there. Sacred's going to have to wait out this BKB. Once again, the situation. Bakaz playing it slow, taking the damage. They've got the Ravage thrown out now. Chrysalis does manage to get off the range. They do have, he gets his ultimate, and also the Shard being thrown down. Bakaz has got to be able to jump away, though. The AoE damage and the ledge strike. He managed to get it right in front of Chrysalis. Crystallis, but the Hex landed as well. Gets up to the high ground, gets that speed boost, starts regenerating away. Resolution, though, trying to catch. Nice, Yule Scepter barely in time to stop the Split Earth. Zayat's jumping in after him into the base, but Dark Mago's already away. The two supports die on the side of Thunder, but the core's not dying. We'll keep this game stalled out, I believe.
It is still going. They were close to killing that Ursa. If that Ravage comes out before the cheese pop,
oh yeah,
gone for sure. Misha looking for more here.
Tier 4s are up. Next Roshan is coming in soon. 2 minutes to be exact.
Gotta abuse that Slark night vision as well. This is their best entry in the fight because they're never gonna have a really good war outside of the Slark initiates who can plan an ob later.
Yeah.
That's why Puppey is so confident, because they just know they have no visions. They've had that gem forever. Starting to poke this tide. No Ravage for 60.
Look at him just throwing himself in there. See if he gets out. The splitter doesn't land. We're good. Because, oh yeah, he needs a Force Staff out of here. He's in a little bit of danger. Because gets on top of him, and they do have Sacred to follow up as well. Because realizes as soon as the last track shows, he's got to get out of here. The Ogre Club doesn't get Sacred quite far enough. He's going to be chased down with the magic damage to Resolution on the side. Science is going to be able to finish off Dark Mago as well. Because turns around, does damage onto the last track. He needs to be able to keep his back up against the wall, make sure nobody gets in front of him. If anybody stops his pounce, he's dead. He now has to blow the BKB. He jumps over to the side and TP's out. He will get away, but the rest of his team has been devastated by this. They throw buybacks and still haven't gotten a kill out of it.
Absolutely nothing going Thunder Awaken's way in this fight, and Crystallis smells the blood.
Yeah, that's going to be another death for Pandamu. And a chance to break the high ground. Looks like it's Secret. Finally going to crack it open.
Glyph will come out. They are low resources, but doesn't seem like any of them are close to dying. Puppey is still eluding this Slark.
Yeah, Force Staff and a Ghost Scepter. The rest of his team being so mobile, they can come save him anytime.
And Pakaz really needed that Abyssal, and he might never get to it at this point. The repeat Glyph here. BKB is up for Nisha now.
Now the Nyx is in the trees here from the side. They try and get a sneaky impale. Ravage going down, the pretty decent one, but they can't really focus any one hero down. They don't have the damage now without the Zeus. And now with the Slark Hex up, it's a chain stun combo that will ensure his dead for 85 seconds. No buyback, and Sacred falling as well. Also no buyback. This is looking like it's over. That's it. GG Secret. Absolutely no mercy whatsoever. Fully disciplined, controlled the game from the get-go. And make a clean 2-0 victory over Thunder Awaken.
Oh, what a clinical series. I mean, that first game was just so disciplined by them, and this second one didn't feel like Thunder even got one good team fight out of that whole game. Just ratting and ratting, trying to get to a point where the Slark can come online, and by then, all of Secret's 5 carries are online. I mean, at that point, you're not killing anything. Puppey just so elusive with Force Staff Glimmer. That's a top 3 for the second year in a row. Puppey has got to feel good about continuing to play at the 11 TI.
Yeah, he's now got one more series to go to be able to beat last year and put himself in that potential top 2 scenario. Man, what a run this man has had. What a run the Team Secret has had. So, I mean, remember, these guys, we almost didn't see them at TI, period. They had to go through the last chance qualifier, which they smashed, and are now showing up in playoffs, looking in very fine form. Thunder, they in turn go down to the lower bracket. But I'm sure this is going to be an experience they certainly learn from. I mean, do you feel like this series was more about play, or was it about the draft for you?
I feel draft did play a large part. I think Secret was very comfortable in both these games. They got everything they wanted. This last draft especially, I felt like they could have picked anything last there. Like, they could have flexed this Marcy to multiple positions. They could have even thrown Kunkka somewhere. Rezo gets his offlaner of choice versus whatever Pakaz has.
Yeah.
That's a rough situation to be in. I mean, Puppey and Heen have just done a great job this tournament. It feels like every series this team played, which has been a lot to get here.
Yep.
They get better, their drafts get more consistent, the gameplay gets tighter. At this point, if these guys aren't the favorite to maybe take it all, I don't know who is.
Yeah, absolutely. They just seem fully prepared. They seem to deeply understand the meta at this point. Yep. And that's what happens when you play some of the most games of anybody at this tournament. Yep. And anybody in any tournament ever. That's Puppey. Let's go ahead and check in with our panel. Team Secret taking a 2-0 over Thunder.
Thank you, Cap and SVG. Yes, congratulations to Team Secret, punching their way into the upper bracket finals and equaling that of last year. They are guaranteed a top 3. To talk about the match, we're of course joined by Sheep, Lizard, and T-Governor. There were some moments It's okay, but I mean, like, you know, we should highlight it.
Let's just talk about it. Let's just get it out
Let's
of the
get
way.
it out.
Let's
It's
rip
the
it
elephant
off.
in the room.
The Tidehunter in the room.
It was, yeah. But but like, you know, you're on the stage. It's a lot of pressure, and you know, I think as SVG said, it's like you know, sometimes you kind of need that. You know, you don't always have your best performances, but you've still got a chance in lower brackets. So hopefully, you know, moving forward. But unfortunately, yeah, the tide on Sacred wasn't really you know, hitting the mark. But also, I do think that as SVG mentioned, the draft as well was really good and really enabled Rezo on the offlane with the Marcy.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into the Tidehunter, I want to preface this with Sacred is a new pro player. He started playing professionally on teams in like 2019. To the scene, he is very inexperienced. So this sort of performance, yes, we can criticize it, but he is obviously like playing at this TI, feeling the pressure. I can see how this
Ravage was great.
Yeah, that one was
There you go.
fantastic. But yeah, this was pretty unacceptable. You know, it's like you're wasting your Ravages when you're getting gone on in your triangle alone. You're TPing late to engagements. I think communications-wise, they clearly weren't including him in a game plan. Like, they weren't working around their Ravages.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been a very long time ago a pro gamer, and sometimes when you're on the stage and you really take like so much responsibility on yourself, and you try and do too much, and you know, and sometimes that's the mistake, is caring too much, trying to do too much, when really you just have to play your normal game. But still, focusing on Team Secret, Thunder Awaken will be playing in the lower bracket, but Team Secret, T-Gov.
Yeah, and it's that off-lane duo, right, between the Zayats and Resolution. You saw the stats at the very end there. 16-1.